Butch on the east side is going to lead us off, and you can jump in after Butch. Butch, good morning. Happy game day. We're back.
My friend, thank you so much for taking my call. I love you guys. I love MSG. I love WGR. And to all the fans that's at the stadium, on their way to the stadium, across the United States, across the seas, Butch from the east side, I love each and every one of you. Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen. You guys are outstanding. You guys are the pups coming up to be big dogs. Y'all going to represent this radio station for years to come after other guys retired, just like Howard Simon did. I'm proud of you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And
Butch, I'm approaching retirement. I'm old now on this station. You got to be careful. I've been here forever.
No, Jay. You already know when I used to answer the phones like everybody else.
That's right.
So you know how you and I used to talk all the time. You ain't going nowhere, my friend. You are a pillar stone, you're a milestone, and you're a legend. I appreciate you.
What do you got on the game today, Butch? What do you think?
I really think it's, I already told you, Jay White, that I always had Bobby Babbage and Joe Brady under investigation. And I use that term lightly. I'm not using it heavily. It's lightly. Reason why I say on Joe's side, he has a player, and I hope that last year we used the double tight end system a lot. This season is different. NFL is different. We have more talent at the receiver position now, where we don't have to use double tight ends like we did last year when we didn't really have talent on the wideouts. I want Joe, and I hope he's listening, that he can scheme some kind of way. We go 4 wide. He can get a player that's ready to be a star if you get him opportune. That's Terrell Shavers.
Yeah, Butch, I was going to say, I know who you're coming for. You're coming for Tyrell Shavers, and Dorian Williams, right? That's who you want to see.
You already know. See?
I know.
That's how you and I are. We peanut butter and jelly. I told you. See, the thing about it is, the reason I say Terrell Shavers, Coleman, Shakir, put Palmer, both of them, put Shakir and Palmer in the slot, put Cook in the backfield on the 4 wide spread. They can't stop. Nobody in the NFL can stop that. On defensive wise, like you said, peanut butter and jelly. Dorian Williams is already a star. You just got to just leave him alone. And I really believe he's going to be a factor, not just with the running back for Baltimore Ravens. I just think that he's going to be a factor in the NFL anyway if you leave him alone. That's the investigation. But anyway, that's all I really want to say. Buffalo going to win this game.
All right.
I'm happy it's at home. It's a nice day. I want to give a big shout-out, Jay, if I can, please. You got good friends of mine, Pooh and Norm. They call them the Chefs. They have the tailgate on Abbott and Faye. They got a big tailgate. I'm going to give a big shout-out to those guys. Everybody
Shout out to
in
Chefs.
here. I love them, and I love you guys, man, and thanks so much for taking my call.
Thanks, Butch. Used to see the Chefs out in the camper lot, and the camper lot is no more.
It is no more.
Because I'm staring at this big, giant stadium that's sitting kind of where the camper lot used to be. Those of us from the camper lot back in the days, we all kind of dispersed. I don't see the Chefs as much as I used to, but shout out to Chefs. They do a great job. Their tailgate's amazing. So, anyway, our vantage point, this big, giant stadium in front of us, it's pretty impressive.
It is pretty cool.
On Shavers. All right, so we're waiting to see this passing game, this new passing game, and what it basically has turned into. So this day last year, it's Mac Hollins, it's MVS, right? The MVS is on the team when the season opens. MVS and Mac Hollins and a rookie Coleman, and they've upgraded. I don't think there's any doubt that they've upgraded. The one thing I would say about, you're saying 2 tight ends and this and that, I think you're more likely to see 3 tight ends than you are to see 1 tight end. They love Jackson Hawes. And the rookies, Spencer Hawes.
No, it's Jackson Hawes.
Sorry.
I'll make that mistake 100 times,
Yeah, sorry.
so I get it.
Jackson Hawes, Spencer Brown. I'm already getting ahead of myself as they build this jumbo package. And they love this dude. I got Joe Brady during the week talking about him as the best blocking tight end they've ever evaluated.
Yeah.
Ever evaluated. So I think you can fully expect the Bills to try to go bully ball and run their big personnel out there, go with Jackson Hawes and Dawson Knox and maybe Kincaid. So the Raiders today using Brock Bowers out as an ex-receiver. I don't know if the Bills have that in their arsenal for Dalton
Kincaid.
They do. But they might. You never know. I think you'll see a lot of 3 tight ends and a lot of efforts to really just do what they do and kind of set things up for James Cook to beat the Ravens in the run game. We'll see. But on the passing game and kind of what we're getting to there, whether it's Josh Palmer showing us that he can be a winner on the outside or Keon Coleman doing that as well. One thing, Nate, I'd like to see from Coleman this year, and this is not a statistical evaluation. This is not yards and touchdowns. But if he wins on the outside, which the Bills are going to ask him to do, he'll command more attention, which is something he really did not do in his rookie season. One of the things you see from Coleman is defensive coordinators year one, he was winning until he got hurt. But year one, they lined up single coverage on his side, and the Bills saw a ton of single high safety. And the Bills really, defensive coordinators said, I don't think I have to do more over there. I think I can throw my corner over there, and I'll be okay. I'll take my chances. Sometimes he won, sometimes he didn't. I think for this passing game to be the most it can be, he needs to draw a little more attention, keep winning consistently, and when he gets attention, that kind of opens things up for others.
It either has to be him or Josh Palmer. It has to be one of their two boundary receivers that has to force defenses to game plan for what they'll do on the boundaries. And for me, one of the things that stood out to me in the last episode of Hard Knocks, Jeremy, was Josh Allen was sitting down with Kyle Brandt. And who was the one? There was two guys he brought up, Keon Coleman and Dawson Knox. He had a full, healthy offseason coming into training camp. Like, you're talking about, they're going to need somebody on the outside to really start making defenses game plan or at least pay attention to their boundary. But if the Bills can actually have the two tight ends in the passing game that I think they've envisioned them having when they drafted Dalton Kincaid, there was this vision. I've yet to see the vision, Jeremy, where they have a two tight end offense where both guys are truly weapons, especially over the middle of the field. But what I've been waiting for is down the field with Dalton Kincaid. So for me, someone on this offense in terms of their pass catchers has to step up as a down the field weapon for this offense. I'm okay if it's Keon Coleman. I'm okay if it's Dalton Kincaid. But one of these guys, Josh Palmer, the separator in this group, one of them's got to step up. I think, to me, it's going to be Josh Palmer because he is the guy they brought in because of his separation ability. The question is, can he be their deep threat, their every down, kind of go down the field and go up and get it guy, or is that going to be Keon Coleman? And if it's not Keon Coleman, where is Keon going to really have his impact? Because he's going to need to have an impact this year.
Well, as you're talking about the down the field threat, I guess the question comes in, do they want to target guys down the field that win with separation? Because that likely is Palmer or more, or do they want to win with just body and size?
Yeah.
And that's where Coleman comes in. You think Josh Allen and Joe Brady come into a game or a matchup and think, all right, let me look at the height of the corners over there, and let's look at how Baltimore matches up. I mean, is it Jair Alexander that's over there on Coleman? I don't know who it is. But on a given play, does Allen look over and think, like, all right, this is a spot where I'm going to try and get Keon Coleman on a 9 route, which they threw him a lot last year, whether it's a go or a back shoulder or a flat-out run over there to the 26-yard line and jump in the air and play above the rim. And can you win through contact? Can you draw penalties? Can you come down to the football? It's something that they'll probably want him to do this year and do more effectively. I mean, he flashed it for sure, but I don't know how much that's a reliable play and how much the Bills think he can win that. Like, what percentage can he win?
I do think, almost regardless of whether or not Keon Coleman's going to separate at a better rate this year than he did last year or make bigger plays down the field, win a higher percentage of 50-50 balls, I think regardless of that, Jeremy, whatever metrics decide they're going to go up this year, I think it's very clear to me Josh Allen has looked at Keon Coleman from the first day of training camp through now as probably the guy that feels like the passing game is sort of going through. Now, Khalil Shakir missed most of training camp with an ankle injury, so we don't exactly know what the starting offense looks like. We didn't get to see him in the preseason. But from everything you've heard, you just throw on the highlights from any practice this summer, throw on Hard Knocks, the ball goes towards zero. It gravitates towards zero, especially in the red zone. So for me, I'm super interested to see where he improves, but I think regardless of the improvement, he's going to see an uptick in targets this year. I think strictly because the trust between him and Josh Allen, and even Josh talked about it, the jump that a rookie receiver has to make from year one to year two, a lot of that just is because of the experience, knowing how to practice, knowing how to take care of your body for a 17-game schedule instead of a 12-game schedule. So there just is a lot of things, and I think the learning curve was steeper for Keon Coleman than maybe he anticipated, than we anticipated. So I think the experiences that he gained last year, getting to watch Mac Hollins, the preparation, and some of the other veteran receivers, now he's, I don't know, want to call him the alpha of the room, but I just, to me, when I kept watching highlights from training camp, Jeremy, all of them seem to involve number 0.